What's a kick-out clause in Florida real estate and why I call it a first right of refusal? I'm Eve Metlis with Watson Realty with your Tuesday tip. In Florida's competitive real estate market, buyers and sellers are always looking for ways to protect their interests while keeping deals moving forward. One contract term that often causes confusion is the kick-out clause, a powerful tool that, when used correctly, can actually benefit buyers. I often explain it to clients as a first right of refusal because that's essentially how it works in practice. So what is a kick-out clause? In Florida real estate contracts, a kick-out clause typically appears when a buyer's offer is contingent on selling their current home. The seller agrees to accept the offer, but with an important condition attached. If another buyer submits a stronger offer, usually one without a home sale contingency, the seller can kick out the first buyer unless that buyer removes their contingency and proceeds with the purchase. In simple terms, the seller keeps marketing the property. The original buyer gets first priority, but the buyer must act quickly if another offer comes in. That's why I call it first right of refusal. The original buyer gets the first opportunity to move forward before losing the property. So how does it work in Florida? Here's a typical scenario. A buyer makes an offer on a home contingent on selling their current property. The seller accepts with a kick-out clause included. The seller continues to show the home. A second buyer submits a non-contingent offer. The seller notifies the first buyer. At that point, the clock starts ticking. The original buyer is given a specific time frame to act, typically 24 to 48 hours, sometimes longer depending on how the contract is written. During that window, the buyer must remove their home sale or whatever contingency they have and proceed with the purchase, or decline to remove the contingency and be released from the contract. If the buyer does not act within that time frame, they can be kicked out and the seller is free to move forward with the new offer. How a kick-out clause can benefit a buyer? While it may sound risky, a kick-out clause can actually create opportunity. It helps you compete. If you need to sell your current home first, this clause allows you to secure a property without fully committing until your home is under contract. It gives you priority. You're in first position. If another offer comes in, you get a clear decision window to determine whether the property is worth moving forward without contingencies. It creates a defined decision timeline. Because there's a 24 to 48 hour response period in most Florida contracts, you're not left in limbo. You know exactly how much time you have to evaluate your options. It makes sellers more comfortable. Without a kick-out clause, some sellers would reject contingent offers entirely, including one that makes your offer more competitive in a strong Florida market. Is it right for every buyer? Not necessarily. Before agreeing to a kick-out clause, you should understand your financial flexibility. Know whether you can qualify to carry two houses temporarily. Have a strong marketing plan to sell your current home quickly. Be prepared to make a decision on short notice. Every contract is unique, and timelines can vary based on negotiations and the specific Florida Realtor contract being used. A kick-out clause is a strategic tool. When structured properly, it protects sellers while still giving buyers a real opportunity to compete. And when you understand it as a first right of refusal with a defined 24 to 48 hour decision window, it becomes much easier to see how it can work in your favor. If you're buying or selling in Florida and want to understand how contingencies or kick-out clauses might impact your situation, reviewing the details carefully and working with an experienced real estate professional like me can help you move forward with clarity and confidence. That's today's Tuesday tip.